Hello, I'm Harry Riley. Welcome to Harry's 10-Minute Tales. This is called Marshall McGuire, the Fearless Flyer. Well folks, this is it, the big day. I have only to win this one to clinch the world title. It's been a very long, hard road, but I'm here now. I finally made it to the top. And no one is going to stop me. I'm only a short fellow, and some people say I should have been a jockey, but that's not where my interest lay. Animals, phew, I can't abide the smelly creatures. No, speed is what turns me on, real speed. The speed you only get from opening the throttle of a powerful motorbike. Right from an early age, I was fiddling with my dad's old Ferguson tractor, trying to tune up the engine to plough fields faster than anyone else. Of course, all I succeeded in doing was to make it go round in circles, to the delight of all the farmhands, thinking I was absolutely bonkers. But it taught me what engines were all about, and I was never happier than when I had my hands and face covered in sticky motor oil. So that's why I upset my dad and quit the family farming business to become an apprentice garage mechanic. Broke his heart, that did, and he died soon after. I was his only son, see, and it was always his wish to have me take over the farm one day. Like I said, I can't abide animals. It's just a pity he can't be here today to witness my greatest achievement. Again, knowing my love for speed, my boss at the garage tried to point me in the direction of racing cars and said I had the ability and the drive to drive well, and one day perhaps make it to Formula One. But that was not for me either. All those drivers sitting safely inside the dinky little cars, wearing pretty blue and pink and yellow boiler suits. I wanted a real man's sport, where man and machine are welded together in perfect harmony. And so I chose what they now call superbikes. I first got the bug after sitting astride a BSA 650 road rocket and opening the throttle full blast. It was music to my ears. Needless to say, I took a few spills during my early races, and I soon developed a strategy that stood me in good stead and pushed me right up front. And it's so incredibly simple. I get to the front of the crowd early on in the race and I stay there. And you might ask, well, doesn't everyone? And the answer is that they all do. But the difference with me is that I take risks that nobody else ever will. And after winning a few novice races at the local circuits, I was noticed by Willie Barnes, who became my manager. He used to be a boxing promoter in a previous life, and he said my real name of Eric Simpkin was not marketable enough, so he came up with another name and a snappy catchphrase. I soon became known as Marshall McGuire, the Fearless Flyer, and collected a big fan club. The race starts and we're away. As usual, I leave the rest behind. They seem to know it's no use trying to catch me, beaten before they start. It's all in the mind, you see. The crowd are quiet, but I'll soon change that. I know how to keep them going. Very soon I'm lapping the back markers as I take the bends with my knees scraping the tarmac, and then the mechanics signal the start of my last lap. The crowd are getting a bit more animated now as they see my victory looming. I'm approaching Devil's Brow, and this is where the novices often come off at 60 miles an hour. But I've not slowed down. The crowd sense they are about to see history being made as I take the killer bend at over 100 miles an hour. This is impossible and has never been done before. The crowd are on their feet, shouting and waving, and then I get the checkered flag. Fans are screaming, "Easy, easy," as I start my victory lap. I've one more treat in store for them as I wave back, acknowledging their applause. No silly antics around the brow this time, but as I come round again at a cool 80 miles an hour, I do a wheelie. The front wheel rises up off the ground, and I'm standing up out of the saddle, both fists punching the air in triumph. I did it. I'm striding the championship like a colossus. And then I eat the sneaky patch of oil that the mechanics warned me about, and it's all over in a flash. Later in a hospital bed, the doctors tell me I've broken every bone in my body, and that I'm lucky to be alive. I can't see them now, as I'm permanently blind. I'm paralysed in both legs. But at least the money brought me the big house at the top of the cliffs, overlooking the sea, where I can sit and listen to the gulls and fill my lungs with the fresh clean air. There you are, Father. I've read your last chapter again. I've done this over and over again for the last 20 years, and this is the very last time. I've wasted my life looking after you. Her voice rises unnaturally high as she mouths these miserable, damning words. She unscrews the cap from his favourite sports drink and delicately sprinkles some of the contents over his head. Come on, Beryl, let's get back in the house. It's starting to rain and I can smell petrol. She lifts the bottle and this time showers his head as she dances around his chair. There's a definite chill in the air and a storm's blowing up. Quick, stop fooling around. Take me back or we'll both get saturated. And now she drenches his whole body in the smelly liquid and releases the brake, at the same time striking a match and starting an inferno, clapping and cheering wildly as the wheelchair and its blazing cargo gather speed and hurtles over the cliff top to crash down into the sea, hundreds of feet below. The dutiful daughter, his greatest fan, has sent off the fearless flyer in a blaze of glory. End.